Well, welcome back to Real Conversations with Nora. This is our 10th episode. I'm so excited. And our topic of discussion this week is how the fashion industry works so hard to shape who we are as women. I'm so proud and so honored to have with me today, joining me today, is my dear friend, Wanda Bacon. Thank you, Wanda, for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us today. Wanda, along with her sisters, are the owners of New Vogue Fashion Gallery.
Hey,
Wanda,
Nora.
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Ophelia and Evelyn send their love. They couldn't be with us today, but they did send their love. And this pandemic is keeping us socially distancing, so you can understand that.
I definitely understand. Listen, tell us, I'm so excited. Tell us, I have to calm down a little bit here because I'm so excited. I love fashions, always have. We have known each other for, guys, listen, we have known each other for over 50 years, 50 years, way back when my sister and I were fashion designers. The Bacon sisters embraced us, they encouraged us and to keep on pushing, even in times when we were discouraged. So they have a special place in my heart. I love New Vogue Fashion Gallery. Always shop there when I'm in town, and so it's just a beautiful, fabulous boutique. I love their boutique. So, Wanda, tell us a little bit about New Vogue Fashion Gallery and how you got started.
Well, it was Evelyn's vision to start. She said she had been dreaming of having a boutique all of her life. And by the 70s, she was doing personal shopping for people in Filene's basement and selling retail to retail.
Mhm.
And Ophelia was doing fashion shows. So it just kind of merged together and with the idea of maybe opening a store. And a friend of ours once said to us, why are you selling retail to retail? Sell wholesale to retail. So we took a trip to New York and, you know, kind of felt our way through, not knowing exactly what we were doing, and but still was encouraged on from that first trip.
Mhm.
About a year later, we took a trip to the Bahamas and met a woman who owned a boutique. Told her that we were opening or had a boutique, and she said, "Well, I'm going to go. I have to go to New York. I'll switch my flight and go back with you." And she, for the next 2 or 3 hours, she sat with us, told us about, where to go, how the industry worked, and what to look for. And she was just one of many angels that we met along the way. There's been many from day one to today.
Wow, wow, that is so awesome. What an awesome story. And the very fact that she was willing to rearrange her schedule
Yes.
to help you guys because you were new in the industry and didn't know a whole lot about the industry. I love what my sister always says, that God has agents everywhere. We just got to look for them, but they're out there. And
Yes.
she was one of those agents there to prepare and help you guys. Listen, so what I've come to realize is that the fashion industry has always attempted to define who we are as women, and sometimes in a good way, and sometimes not in a good way. What's your thought about that?
Well, they still try to influence, but I think with the new generation, um, they're they're making they're influencing themselves. They have a new outlet, which is the Instagram, the social media. You see a lot of the street fashion. You see transgender. It's a revolution, just like in the '60s. We were wearing mini skirts and burning bras. They're telling. You hear them say, "This is not your grandmother's. We're not your grandmother's black children, or we're not. Not just black. Just everyone is saying the same. This is not. The old days are over, or just influencing us to the point that before, if you weren't tall and thin or light, long hair, whatever it was, you were almost devastated,
Mhm.
almost crippled by what what was influenced through the magazines. So I think that people now is not as influential, but it, it's still influenced, but not as much, I don't think.
Okay, good. This is the thing for me. What I love about New Vogue Fashion Gallery is that the Bacon sisters work hard to help women create an image that fits her. And it is not all about the sales, but all about the women that come through your doorways. So share with us how you guys do that, because I know how I feel every time I come through there, to the store, and I know that there are countless women that come to the store, and you guys really make a difference.
And I think the testimony for most of the women that come into the store is the same. They
Mhm.
appreciate the fact that we're mostly honest. And we even sometimes we need to make that sale. We want to make that sale, but we want them to be happy. And when they walk out that door, they are representing Nouveau just the way we represent Nouveau. So we try to um, you know look at them honestly and tell them that I just don't think that it work. And they always say, I appreciate that.
Mm.
They appreciate it. And I think too from Nouveau, we're probably one of the, especially in that mall, in our mall, it's all corporate. Corporations own those stores. The people who work in the stores are salespeople. We are the owners.
Mhm.
This and that makes a difference. If you go into another store as a sales girl, what does she care? If you're selling something, that's her job to sell. You know, um, and then encourage the people to buy even if they don't look good. But we always, I think, basically, it's honesty,
Mhm.
and we like to be treated that way when we go somewhere,
Mhm.
go shopping. Even though we don't need, we kind of know what we look good in, but it's honesty is, I think, is the best policy.
Mhm. Well, that's pretty interesting, that you would say that, because I never even thought about it that way. That I mean, I know that people work at stores and they're sales people, but you are the actual owners of the store
Mhm.
versus when you go into Neiman Marcus. But what are the stores like in the mall where you are?
But
What
the
stores are there? What stores are there?
everything is high end. The flag stores on one end is Neiman Marcus, and the other is Tiffany. In between, we have Louboutin, Gucci, Carolyn Herrera, Yves Saint Laurent, um, Versace, Michael Kors. These are the stores, but then they also have the Gap, but the main strip is all high end, and it really just became all this high end. It was always high end, but
Mhm.
in the last few years, about 4 or 5 years, it was really gearing up for that very high end market.
And that's very impressive to amongst all of that to be the owners. And like you said, they really, their job is to sell, and to make a sale. But you guys are concerned about the customer, and that really speaks volume about who you are as business owners.
And one of the things too, we get people from all over the world, and the world has become a very a global village.
Mm.
There was a time that you only found Macy's in New York, you only found Neiman Marcus in Dallas, but now people come from Australia, from England, from South Africa, and they'll say the mall looks exactly the same where I come from. So we have Gucci, is the same thing because it's corporate and it's all over the world. But when they come into our store, they want it to be somewhere else. They say, I've seen this store in Paris. I've seen this store in England. I said, no, it's only one. And they'll say, thank God for, that, we have, um, something different
Mhm.
instead of the same, because now the big names are becoming everyday names,
Mhm.
you
That's
know?
true. That's true. So, what do you think your responsibility as a stylist when they walk into the store, like from another country, or a woman walks into the store? What is your job as the owner of the store, and as a stylist? Because, like you said, Evelyn started out being a stylist, styling people, and it grew into New Vogue Fashion Gallery. But I kind of still look at it, New Vogue Fashion Gallery, for me as a stylist. Matter of fact, I'm wearing one of your beautiful tops right now that I mean, it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. So what do you feel your responsibility as a stylist is?
Again, honesty is the foundation, and also we tell them, don't, going back to the influence, don't worry about the size. We go by fit. If it fits you, sometime you may wear an 8. You also may wear 18. But we are one of the things we show them how to, to tuck, hold, to pin. Don't look for, especially women. We men will go into a store knowing that their suit may need tailoring, but a woman wants hers to fit, exactly, perfect. But we try to tell them, get it and have it tailored. We're not used to having things tailored. So we just have it tailored. So we give them the little tips like that,
Wow.
about colorization, you know, um, where you're rolling your sleeve, pushing your sleeve, pinning, tuck it into your Spanx to make it tighter, cutting something out. So it's just like shopping in your sister's or your girlfriend's closet, and they give you really honest tips.
Good, 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 good. So, how do you handle a situation like this when a woman is clearly a full size woman? However, she tells you that I want a large, I wear a large. How would you handle that without offending her?
Again, honesty is the foundation, and we have this all the time, and it's not just plus size; it's women in general.
Mhm.
They'll have uh, you'll have questions about how they look, and one of the things we tell them, the first thing you don't do is to ask your girlfriend or your husband how you look. But that you just setting yourself up for, a lot of comments that may, bother you. So what we try to do is to make them look as the best they can. I had a customer that came in from Saudi Arabia. She had been on chemotherapy, and she came in. Her hair was, bald and patchy, and you could tell she had been through something. And she said her son was getting married, and she needed something to wear. And she was a plus size woman, but we had similar fabric like your top, and it was a beautiful rust colored duster with a matching maxi long dress, very loose. And she put it on, and at first when I saw her, I thought she was an older woman, but the more I talked to her, she wasn't even my age. But like I said, she had been going through something. So she bought the dress, and I gave her my card. And by the time her son got married, her hair had grown back into a short little cute hairdo. She sent me the most beautiful picture of herself at this wedding. That was about 2 years ago. Every morning I get a email from that lady, a video, a word of inspiration. She sent me a dress from her country. She sent me a, um, a glass coffee set. Now, that was from me not doing anything but made her look good and feel good. And when she came in, we talked, we laughed. Even though I knew she had been going through something, I didn't mention anything about it. I made her laugh. We were talking and joking, and she appreciated it. So it's the same thing. It's not about what size you are. It's how they feel in the end. And when they walk out that door and go to their event, we want them to feel that way, like that woman felt.
Wow, that is what an amazing story. And so I love that it's not really about the size, it's about the outfit, how they feel in it, it complements them. And because of all of that, and how you made her feel, and that's it. How you I love what Mary Kay Ash used to say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I love
Mm.
that quote because that's exactly what you did for that woman. And because of that, you have developed a friendship from someone who's all the way in Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, and she just every day I get 4, 5, 6 videos, and they're all inspirational. She never said anything that's weird. She always said something funny or just uplifting, which
Wow.
I share sometime on my Facebook page.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's what it's about.
Awesome. That is so awesome. Thank you for sharing that story. How do the Bacon sisters use fashion to help women define their individuality, which is one of the ways you just talked about, instead of being conformed to what others think we should look like?
Well, the same thing. We'll go back to this woman's story. Um, you got to be. You mentioned about being confident, and
Mm-hmm.
just the confidence, and that's what we tell them. Don't ask other people what you look like. Develop your own confidence, and you can just like that woman. She had been through something terrible, but that outfit made her feel good. So if you sell them, an outfit that lifts them up,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really have to say anything, but they have to trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're honest with people and genuine with people,
Mm-hmm.
they will believe you. They'll take a chance and they will buy it. And when
Mm-hmm.
they go out into the world, they're gonna get. We get the answer that we get, the reply that we get from customers that when they wear our clothes, they get more compliments than they've ever gotten before in their life. The funniest story was one lady, she had bought something to go to a baby shower. And when she came back, she said, "Oh, I got more compliments than the baby." So, and I was so embarrassed. But that's what we want. We want them, like that woman, to be uplifted
Mm-hmm.
and in the clothes
Mm-hmm.
and feel good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're plus size, whether you're too thin, whether you never knew what to buy, when you put something from Nouveau on, you say, "This is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is it."
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a lot of stories. We have happy stories, sad stories, and but we always say that Nouveau may not be money, a millionaire, but we are rich in people we have met over the years. We've met famous people, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to just, you know, a lady that came one time, she was in a wheelchair. Another time, a young girl, she was only 24 years old. She had developed that flesh eating disease and they had cut her leg off up to her hip joint.
Mm-hmm.
Young, beautiful girl. She came in on her crutches and she said, "I need something to wear." And she had been to other stores and they didn't have anything. We had this line of clothes that we carried at that time was really older than probably her style, but it fit her. She could get over her prosthesis.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, I was wondering whatever happened to that girl. And
Mm-hmm.
this is probably 10, 15 years ago. And one day, thank God for Google, I Googled her. I looked her because we used to keep all the receipts on computer. So I went back and found her name. She's running marathons now. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
so these are the stories that we have to share. So it's not about plus size. It's not about, following the trends. It's on a human to human basis. And that's what Nouveau is. Nouveau is your family. Nouveau is a bridge for the community. Is when you come in, most of the time when you come into a store, you don't know anybody. But when you come in, Nora, you're there, your family. People come in. So that's, it's about honesty, respect, family.
Right. Oh, wow. The thing I love the most is that I think that the thing that probably triggers it for most people that there's a spirit that you guys have set forth in that store, and when people automatically enter through the doorway, they just feel this spirit of trust and they feel relaxed. So much so that this woman was able to come in and go on to do other things. But the wonderful thing is that people continue to stay in touch. They let you know that how your clothes have made a difference in their lives and how fabulous they look, and that's how I feel. I know when I come in the store, and of course I know you, but even if I didn't, I think I'd walk out feeling the same way that many of your customers in the past have felt like. Just making the difference. And that's why I say it's not about the sales. I always tell people, don't chase the money. If you chase the dream, if you chase, helping people and caring for people, the money will come to you. It will come to you. If money is not in your eyes, but hope is in your eyes, and love is in your eyes, and caring is in your eyes. That's what, to me, New Vogue represents in terms of fashion. So Wanda, oh my goodness, thank you. I want to thank you for being our guest on Real Conversations with Nora today. Are there any last minute comments about the store or yourself that you would, your sisters, that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, with this pandemic happened, everything just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everything just stopped, but with the new website at www.stylenu.com. That's style, the letter N, the letter U.com. Things are still moving ahead.
Right.
And it may be the way of the future.
Wow, wow. And you know what? And this, people say this is the new norm. I don't believe this is the new norm. I just believe that this is a season that we're going through. But this is a new way of thinking and doing things in business. People shop on the internet. Let's face it, people do a lot of work on the internet. And so we're in a place where right now that we can see things differently. We can like people say, I heard someone say the other day, my future is so bright, I have to wear sunglasses, because your future can be that bright, even in a situation that seems or appears to be very dim. But to me, it is bright. The future is bright. New Vogue's future is bright. It's a new way of looking at things and doing things. It doesn't mean necessarily that you won't have the store. It's just an addition that you can add to the store. Right. So it is a different way of thinking, doing things. I want to thank you again, Wanda, for your insight and and the topic today. It was so exciting. Thank you so much. And to you are so welcome. You're so welcome. And to my audience, A Real Conversation with Nora, please follow us. Continue to follow us on social media, on Instagram at BWOTMFG.com and Facebook at Businesswomen on the Move for God. Visit our website at BWOTMFG.com and sign up for our weekly inspirational quotes. I want you to join us this year at our conference. It is going to be amazing. We are going virtual because of the pandemic. The speakers are going to be powerful. The dates are September the 12th through the 13th. 2020, obviously, and it will be virtual, like I said, because of the pandemic. We decided to go virtual. We decided not to allow the pandemic to stop us from having the conference, but we decided to make this conference go virtual. You can register at BWOTMFG.com. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Real Conversations with Nora. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a wonderful week.